Good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to welcome everybody to the Franklin Township Board of Trustees regular meeting. Today is October 2nd. It is approximately 12:01. First thing I would like to do, I liked the way you wrote this, so I'm pausing for a second because I thought I didn't need to read the audio part.
No.
Is open in prayer, but before we do that, a past trustee, Ralph Horn, has passed away. It was sudden. Ralph has been instrumental in the township. He's been a trustee for 2 terms. I served with him. He worked with Franklin County on the Board of Rural Zoning.
Yep.
And as a business owner, he was in the trucking business, dispatching. So what I'd like to do is just take a moment of silence for him. And then if you would lead us in prayer, sir.
Our Heavenly Father, we thank you, Lord, for this day. We just ask you, Heavenly Father, to guide us here today. Give us your mind's eye for this township and have us do what you see fit for this township, Heavenly Father. Father, there's been several mass shootings in the past several weeks, Heavenly Father. We pray for those families. We pray for the first responders that had to rush to the scene and carry that baggage with them for the rest of their lives, Lord. We pray that you'll bring them peace. We pray for our nation, Lord. Lord, just give those that are in power in Washington a sense of responsibility to you to take care of your people here in the state of Ohio and all through the nation. Heavenly Father, we ask you to watch over our township. Guide our first responders, protect them, Lord. Protect our road crew as they're out on the highways mowing and picking up brush and all the stuff that they're involved in. Heavenly Father, we ask these things in your Son, Jesus' precious and holy name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ma'am, if I can have a roll call when ready.
Trustee Fleshman.
Yes.
Trustee Leeser.
Yes.
Trustee Blevins.
Yes.
Next is old business, transfer funds from checking to Star Ohio account.
Yes, sir. We had a meeting with Mr. Kirby.
Okay.
And that there was some talk of that, and so I asked for that to be put on for the board to get brought up to date, and Robin's going to bring us up to date on that.
Okay. Ma'am?
Mr. Kirby, when he does our monthly reconciliations, he's our traveling fiscal clerk right now.
Yep.
And he's coming in each month and reconciling our books and gives recommendations on different things. And right now we have, I don't want to say we have extra money because it's not extra, but we have a little excess money in our standard checking account that's just not earning anything. You know, it's just there.
Sure.
And we have 2 options with investment accounts. We have 2 within the township. We have one that's currently with PNC Bank. That money we could just move from our checking into that money market account with PNC. Or we have a totally separate, what's called Star Ohio, which is a government ran investment account. And so he was just making a recommendation. I know that Star Ohio is written on here, but it really is the board's decision on if we're permitted to move funds to either one of those investments accounts.
Well, we are permitted under the Ohio statute, and it only makes physical sense, dollar-wise, to take taxpayers' dollars that we may need next May and make interest on that and then pull it out and then use it when we get there.
Right.
So that we can make every dollar count. And sir, I'd like to thank you for Mr. Kirby. You're the one that suggested him, and we picked him up because what a blessing he's been. I mean, he's really done well.
Well, when I sat in on that meeting, when I first came on board, you guys had talked about this. We've talked about this before, but when he brought it up, it rang in my brain.
Sure.
I should bring it back to your guys'
Sure.
preview and have you take a look into it and see what you guys thought. So that was the reason for it to being on here today.
Right. He made a recommendation of $1 million.
Okay.
That's just his recommendation. And the reason he's saying that is because all of our property tax money has came in for the year. So we're
Okay.
not gonna get any more. We're gonna get smaller increments of like local government funding, gas tax, road tax, some of that's smaller, permissive vehicle tax. But our property taxes is done for the year. And so if we can gain a little bit of money through the investment account,
So on 1 million, that should equal approximately 1,800 a month?
I don't know what the calculation is, sir. I can't confirm
I'm just
that.
going by
He'll
like.
be here on Monday, Mr. Kirby will be.
4% or so.
And I can ask him.
Yeah, because I mean, that's pretty good interest right now,
Mhm.
anywhere from 3.5 to 4.
Mhm.
So depends on, well, there's a lot of terms, it depends, he would know better, but
Mhm.
still, even if we only made 1,000 a month and we had it in there 8 months, that's $8,000. So that's, putting money back in where we need
I
it.
mean, because we've done really well with Star Ohio, not to interrupt you, sir, but like when Nick was here, we moved, and that's been a few years ago, not significantly, but a few years ago. Nick was able, you guys gave him permission to open the Star Ohio
Yeah.
account, and he put $1 million in there, and we have $1.4 million in there now. So
So 400,000 in
yeah,
interest.
so it takes a few years, but again, that's a decent amount of money over that, like, say, a 4-year period or something
Well,
like that.
it could have paid for your building had it not been for ARP money,
So I think there's a smart way, but we
Yes.
can't do that without the board's approval,
Sure.
and it would be for,
Do you-
for Janet, to kind of be the person to give that permission to, if the
Sure.
board would grant to do that.
So at this point in time, Janet, do you have a resolution, or do you have a resolution, ma'am, or do we want to make a motion? Because that would be by resolution
Yeah.
because of money.
That's why we're gonna have discussion today.
Okay,
And then I can put it for old business at the next
Okay.
meeting. So
Okay.
that way, when Mr. Kirby comes, because he'll be here Monday, he'll also give me more guidance that I can bring back and put it, if he wants it in the resolution, we can even include that.
so what I'd like to do is make a motion to move forward with Mr. Kirby. With that being said, if there's no further question in the discussion, I would ask for a second.
So your motion is to move forward with the,
The seeking of potentially investing $1 million into Star Savings, was that what it
Star
was?
Ohio.
Star Ohio.
With the guidance of Mr. Kirby.
Yes,
Okay.
and we would have, basically, the motion is to move forward to seek and then have a
Resolution.
resolution from Mr. Kirby and
Yeah.
speak with him.
I will second that.
Is,
Now the time for conversation or
Yes,
not? So I
yes.
just wanted to let you both know, I said on a meeting a week ago Monday with Janet and Mr. Kirby, and her and him were working together, and that Janet and him, like Robin said, are getting together on Monday, and so Janet could definitely get us all the information. We're giving her permission, and so what you're saying at the next meeting,
Yep, present it. to
it'll
the
come
board.
across and we'll vote on it, correct? So I just wanted you to know that they're already up and working and everything is going well, and I felt like this was the time to say so. And I'll probably try to make it in on Monday if possible, to be in on that meeting again. So
Okay.
that was all I had. I wanted you to know.
any further questions? So I have a second on the floor, ma'am, and a roll call when ready.
Trustee Fleshman.
Yes.
Trustee Leeser.
Yes.
Trustee Levin.
Yes.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Next, we have on here discussion regarding Proto. I did see the information. Todd, I think, is the one handling that, and basically from Tools and Association, is that what we're talking about,
Mhm.
from what I've read? Do you want to take that, or what are we?
I am not super familiar with, I was asked to put it on the agenda
Okay.
because I think it was requested to be on the agenda by Todd, was it not?
Is Todd
Somebody-
here? Is he going to be
Who
here?
asked for it to go on the agenda? I don't remember where it came from.
Do you know any, I mean, I know what I read,
I don't
basically.
know any more than what you've read.
Okay.
Pretty much out of the fire department.
Okay, so if we would, ma'am, table that,
Okay,
and if we
for the
put
next
that
meeting.
on the next meeting,
Mhm.
and if you would have Todd here at the next meeting, and he would enlighten us and give us an update on Proto.
Perfect, thank you.
Okay. And now we're on to new business. I'm gonna turn that over to you, ma'am.
Looks like You've got,
Oh, actually, it'd
Still
be
got a couple
Sheriff's
of
Department, yeah,
speakers,
yep, I apologize. Sheriff's Department is not here.
Nope.
Okay. Patty Spencer, do you have anything?
I have nothing this
See, I
time.
already knew all this. Okay, ma'am, back to you.
okay. I think that the reason this is under new business is I think that these are some new, I think trustee Levens, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you had mentioned that you would be assisting Nicole in the process of trying to move a few of these along through each meeting or as they come up in the community. So I'm going to go through,
I can add a little content to that. So, Mr. Leeser, you reached out to me and you gave me an address and you'd been by and checked on this property,
Yeah.
but you wanted a second pair of eyes on it.
Mhm.
And so, like Robin had mentioned, I wanted to start getting back onto these. And so I thought we would do a few each meeting. So Nicole and I went out the other day and took care of a few that are on here today. And I would like for the board to consider to move on these. We have all the documentation and everything. And so that's where we're at.
So,
I'd like to add to that discussion is, I think it's a good idea that if us trustees get a call and see something, that not just one of us looks at it, but another set of eyes look at it, because we all look at things differently. And that way, the property owners cannot say that there's a vendetta
one
or
person.
one person's out to get them. It's a board collective. That's why I asked you, Mike.
Yeah, so just to clarify, when I go out every 2 weeks with Nicole, do you want me to send you those addresses that we have? I just want to make sure I'm following along with what you're saying. You want me to send you like there's addresses on here, do you understand? The one that you and I had done together, that you
Mhm.
asked me to look like, it's on here, but I've also added 3 others.
I think it'd be good for 2 sets of eyes. I mean,
Okay,
that's just
so
my
that's what I'll
opinion.
do moving forward. I'll send you guys but I would appreciate if you got back to me quickly to let me know, because I want to move on them every 2 weeks. I want to keep the ball moving.
I would say even though you send them to the trustees, still put them on the agenda.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
That's what I would
don't
say.
wait for us to say yes, put them on the agenda. Secondly, I wanted to check on Harrisburg Pike. I came back that way due to a previous stop I had to make coming here, so I came up Harrisburg Pike. And I've noticed, like where the old pond station used to be, Auto Pond, and next to it, as you're going to the south, every kind of car lot, I mean, there's cars everywhere and down beside Brown Tires. Are we looking into that? Do we know
I
where?
know for a fact that zoning is working on it.
Okay.
yeah.
I mentioned to you that I wanted to get with the zoning. We
Sure.
have new zoning people,
Yes.
and they are definitely all over that and working on it.
Okay, so,
With Nicole, and Nicole has
sure.
kept me in the loop, and like I just stated, there are new people, and I wanted opportunity to get out and meet them, but I haven't been able to set that up yet, but I do know for a fact that they're working on it.
And then lastly, Chief, on, is it Peabody in the curve? I wanted to since I was coming up Harrisburg Pike, I wanted to drive in there, but I was afraid I didn't have time. Have we looked at that lately since the sign, and is it just as bad?
No, we've been out there hitting that pretty hard. It's looking really good.
Okay, so they just moved the cars and they're no longer there? And how about when you go through the curve and you're headed to the south, the other location that was up a little bit, and they're doing something with cars too?
You talking about across from
No,
the
so
south of it?
to the south of that, as you go around the curve, you've got that gentleman. And then as you go south, there's a gentleman that's on the left-hand side, the east side of the street.
I've had my guys going down there at the very, when they first went in, and just taking them. If they're.
So we have taken
Yes,
cars?
they're gone.
Okay, good for you.
I have a question, John.
Yes.
Were you heading southbound on 62? This direction?
Yes, I said.
So on the left-hand or right-hand
East
side
side.
of the road before Eakin Road, did you
Yeah.
see that pile of couches and trash and all that piled up there? Okay, so I just want you to know that that is on here. It's 1127 Harrisburg Pike. That has been there for months, and Nicole and I documented it twice, and what those people literally do is when their trash doesn't get picked up, they take their trash can and they just dump it on there. And we're gonna stop it because I'm tired of looking at that every day, day in and day out, and I'm having people ask me about it. So it is literally on the list, 1127
Yeah.
Harrisburg Pike.
My little helper that rides with me pointed that out to me and was like, well, are
Good for you,
they
man.
gonna pick each piece of trash off the couch?
It's disgusting.
Most places you gotta have, but yeah, it was,
So I
I
just
saw
wanted you to
that.
know that it is on the list.
Yeah, we saw that today, so that's great. So with no further ado, I'm gonna turn this back over. Now, I don't know if you have to, I know they're lengthy and I know everyone's went through them. Are we able to read the statutes and then give the addresses?
So what I have to do is I have to read the preamble,
Gotcha.
which is kind of like the narrative of what the resolution's about. And then there's the actual resolution.
Okay,
And I was in there talking with Nicole about what I can do is I'm going to read the first one pretty much to its entirety. That gives everybody the full picture.
yes,
And then the second one, because it applies to the same thing, it's
right.
motor
Then you
vehicles.
have address
And
and
then I
then the
just read the
summary.
resolution from the
Sure.
bottom.
Okay,
So if everybody just kind of bears with me, I brought water today
so,
too.
so if, ma'am, if we can, and if the board's fine, I would say let's just go through them and just vote at once, or do you need one for
You
each
need a
one?
vote for each one.
We need to vote for each number.
Okay.
Each resolution number. So
Okay,
I will work through this one as briskly as I can, and then there's also, just so you know, that the resolution's double-sided, so I'll need you to sign the back, and then
Sure.
there's the letter. So,
okay,
it looks like there's space for one, so as the chairman, if you don't mind signing the
Sure.
letter.
okay,
If you guys want to all three sign, then maybe you just, sign however you guys deem to do that. But
Okay.
it looks like one signature is necessary on the letter, but the resolution needs all three. Okay? All right, I'm gonna get started. This is Resolution 2025-171, a resolution declaring motor vehicles located at 2215 Frank Road, parcel number 140-000-535-00 in Franklin Township, Franklin County, Ohio, a junk motor vehicle and providing for its removal pursuant of Ohio Revised Code 505.871. Whereas in pursuant of Section 505.871, the Ohio Revised Code, the Franklin Township Board of Trustees is authorized to determine that a motor vehicle located on private property is a junk motor vehicle within the meanings of Section 505.173 of the Ohio Revised Code. Order the property owner to remove any such junk motor vehicle from the property within 14 days of service of written notice. And if the property owner fails to remove or to cause the removal of the junk motor vehicle from the property within said 14 days, the board may proceed to remove the junk motor vehicles from the private property and enter the cost of such removal upon the tax duplicate for the property, or cause the removal of the subject vehicle by a motor vehicle salvage dealer or scrap metal processing facility pursuant of Ohio Revised Code Section 4737 and 4738. Whereas the board has found that there is a motor vehicle located at 2215 Frank Road, Franklin Township, Franklin County, Ohio, known as parcel 140-000-535-00, that is 3 model years old or older, apparently inoperable, extensively damaged, and otherwise constitutes a junk vehicle pursuant of Section 505.871 and 505.173 of the Ohio Revised Code. And whereas it is in the best interest of Franklin Township and its residents to proceed under Section 505.871 of the Ohio Revised Code in order to remove or to have removed the junk motor vehicle from the property. So this is now the resolution. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Township Trustees of Franklin Township, Franklin County, Ohio, that the following resolution be it and hereby adopted. Section 1, the board hereby determines that the motor vehicle located at 2215 Frank Road, parcel 140-000-535-00 is in the unincorporated area of Franklin Township, which may be generally described as a gray F-350, white F-150, gray exterior, silver Toyota SUV, all in damaged or deteriorated condition, is 3 model years or older, apparently inoperable, and thus constitutes as a junk motor vehicle as defined in Section 505 of the Ohio Revised Code. The board hereby has determined that it is in the best interest of the township and its residents that the board proceeds under Section 505.871 of the Ohio Revised Code, and the board hereby orders that the record owner of the property or the executor of the estate of the record owner or other lawful representatives for the record owner remove or provide for the removal of the junk motor vehicle from the property within 14 days of the date of receipt of written notice of the passage of this resolution. The board authorizes the township administrative assistant to provide written notice to the record owner, their representative, or executor of the estate of the record owner, and to the holders of the lien of record to the property of the board's intention to remove or cause removal of junk motor vehicles provided in section 505-871 of the Ohio Revised Code. If the record owner, his representative, or executor of the estate or the owner does not remove the cause the removal of the junk vehicle from the property within 14 days of receipt of written notice of passage of this resolution, evidencing the board's intention to remove or cause the removal of the junk motor vehicle of the property, then the township administrative assistant is authorized to order the township employees and/or materials or equipment to be used to remove the junk motor vehicle from the property or to enter into a contract with a motor vehicle salvage scrap dealer or scrap metal processing facility as defined in section 4738.01, 4737.05 of the Ohio Revised Code for removal of the junk motor vehicle and all costs and expenses incurred in connection therewithin, and the amount not to exceed $500 shall be paid to the Township General Fund, which funds are hereby appropriated for this purpose. The board hereby directs the fiscal officer to certify any and all costs and expenses that the township incurs in the removal of the junk motor vehicles from the property, together with the general description of the property, to the auditors of Franklin County, Ohio, for entry upon tax duplicate as a lien upon the property, to be collected as other taxes and returned to the township in the general fund, as provided in section 505-871 of the Ohio Revised Code. The board finds and determines that all formal actions of this board concerning and relating to the passage of this resolution was taken in an open meeting of the board, and that all deliberations of this board that results in the formal actions were taken in the meeting open to the public, in compliance with all legal requirements and including but not limited to Ohio Revised Code 121.22, except as otherwise permitted. This resolution shall be effective immediately upon its passage.
I accept the resolution as read. If there's no further question, I'd ask for a second.
I will second.
Having the second, a roll call when ready, ma'am.
Trustee Fleshman,
Yes.
Trustee Leeser,
Yes.
Trustee Blevins.
Yes.
And then, like I said, there's just signing on the back, and if one of you could please sign the letter.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Here, Jim, you want to do it on that like
Yep.
this?
Yeah, I just didn't know if you guys are ready for me to
Yes,
proceed. I
please
didn't-
proceed.
Yeah, I didn't want to proceed without checking with you. And so as we discussed earlier, I'm just going to read the heading of the resolution. The preamble is the same as was stated before, and I'm going to move straight into the resolution, okay? So this is Resolution 2025-172, a resolution declaring a motor vehicle located at 1920 Hopkins Avenue, parcel number 140-0004, 140-000-542-00, Franklin Township, Franklin County, Ohio, a junk motor vehicle and providing for its removal pursuant of Ohio Revised Code 505.871. So I'm going to move to the resolution. The preamble is the same as Resolution 2025-171. So now therefore be resolved by the Board of Township Trustees of Franklin Township, Franklin County, Ohio, that the following resolution is hereby adopted. Section 1, the board hereby determines that a motor vehicle located at 1920 Hopkins Avenue, parcel 140-000-542-00 is in an unincorporated area of the township, which may be generally described as a gray Acura four-door sedan in the rear of said property in damaged, deteriorated condition, in a 3 model year or older, apparently inoperable, and thus constitutes as a junk motor vehicle as defined by Section 505-173 of the Ohio Revised Code. Section 2, the board hereby determines that it is in the best interest of the township and its residents that the board proceed with Section 505.871 of the Ohio Revised Code. And the board hereby orders that the record owner of the property or the executor of the estate of the record owner or the other lawful representative for the record owner remove or to provide for the removal of the junk motor vehicle from the property within 14 days of the date of receipt of this written notice of the passage of this resolution. The board authorizes the township administrative assistant to provide written notice to the record owner, his representatives, or the executor of the state of the record owner, and to the holder of liens of the record of the property of the board intention
He went out to sign.
to remove or cause the removal of the junk motor vehicle from the property as provided in section 505.871 of the Ohio Revised Code. If the record owner, his representative, or the executor of the state of the record owner does not remove or cause the removal of the junk motor vehicle from the property within 14 days of receipt of written notice of the passage of this resolution, evidencing the board's intention to remove or cause the removal of a junk motor vehicle from the property, and the township, the township administrative assistant authorized to order the township employees, materials, or equipment to be used to remove the junk motor vehicle from the property, or to enter into a contract with a motor vehicle salvage dealer or scrap metal processing facility as defined in sections 4738.01 and 4737.05 of the Ohio Revised Code for removal of the junk vehicles at all costs and expenses incurred in the connection therewithin, and the amount not to exceed $500 shall be paid to the general fund, township's general fund, which funds are hereby appropriated for this purpose. The board hereby directs the administrative assistant to certify, I think that should say fiscal officer, to certify any and all costs and expenses to the township that it incurred in the removal of the junk motor vehicle from the property, together with the general description of the property to the auditors of Franklin County, Ohio, for the entry upon the tax duplicate and a lien upon the property to be collected as other taxes and returned to the township's general fund as provided in section 505.871 of the Ohio Revised Code. The board finds and determines that all formal actions of this board concerning and relating to the passage of this resolution were taken in open meeting of the board, and that all deliberations of the board that resulted in the formal actions were taken in meetings open to the public in compliance with all legal requirements, including but not limited to the Ohio Revised Code section 121.22, except otherwise permitted thereby. This resolution shall take effect immediately upon its passage.
I accept the resolution as read. If there's no further discussion, I'd ask for a second.
I will second, but I have a discussion.
Yes.
I do believe you're correct. It needs to say fiscal officer or deputy fiscal officer.
Yeah, so we
Okay, So
can,
noted, so noted.
yeah, so we can, I can put that on here if you don't mind. I'm just gonna cross that out and write that in.
Sure. Any other questions?
No, sir.
Hearing none, I'd ask for a second when ready, ma'am.
Trustee Fleshman,
Yes,
trustee Leeser,
Yes.
trustee Blevins.
Yes.
the resolution has passed.
Okay, so it's the same thing. Please sign the back and then we have a letter. Thank you.
And when you're ready, proceed.
So now we're switching from junk cars to blighted homes. And so I'll do the same thing for the first one. I'll just read it through, get the preamble and the resolution. And then when I move to the second one, the preamble will be the same. And then we'll just go straight to the resolution.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. So this is Resolution 2025-173, a resolution declaring the property owned by William J. Clark, T.R., located at 1127 Harrisburg Pike a nuisance. Whereas the Franklin Township Board of Trustees has found the property owned by William J. Clark, T.R., located at 1127 Harrisburg Pike, Columbus, Ohio, 43223, in Franklin Township, Franklin County, Ohio, known as parcel 140-006-439-00, is littered with trash and debris, the garbage, refuge, and debris. Whereas pursuant of 505.87 of the Ohio Revised Code, the board is authorized to determine that the maintenance of vegetation, garbage, refuge, and other debris upon a property constitutes a nuisance, and order the property owner to remove such vegetation and debris within 7 days. If the owner fails to remove the refuge and debris or to make arrangements for the removal within the allotted time period, the board may proceed to remove the refuge and debris and enter the cost of such removal upon to the tax duplicate of the property. And whereas it is in the best interest of Franklin Township that its residents and to proceed under 505.87 of the Ohio Revised Code to remove the garbage, refuge, and debris from the property. As the resolution is read, be it resolved by the Board of Trustees of Franklin Township, Franklin County, Ohio, that the board has found the property owned by William J. Clark, T.R., located at 1127 Harrisburg Pike, Columbus, Ohio, 43223, is littered with trash and debris. The board hereby determines that the maintenance of the garbage, refuse, and debris on the property constitutes a nuisance, and pursuant to 505.87 of the Ohio Revised Code, orders the following actions. The board orders the owner of the property to remove the garbage, refuse, and debris, or make arrangements for the removal within 7 days after receipt of notice of the resolution. If the owner's address is unknown and cannot be reasonably obtained, it is sufficient to publish the notice once in a newspaper of general circulation in the township. The board authorizes the administrator or designee to send a notice to the owner of record to 1127 Harrisburg Pike, Columbus, Ohio 43223, and if returned undeliverable, to publish the notice once in a newspaper of general circulation in the township. If the owner does not remove the garbage, refuse, or debris, or make arrangements for the removal within 7 days from receipt of notice therefor, the township administrator is authorized, or we should put or designee, is authorized to order township employees, materials, and equipment to be used to remove the garbage, refuse, and debris, or to enter into a contract with a suitable person or persons for its removal, and at all costs and expenses so incurred shall, when approved by the board, to be paid out in unappropriated funds in the general fund. The administrative assistant shall report all expenses to the township has incurred in the removal of the garbage, refuse, and debris to the auditors of Franklin County, Ohio, for the entry upon the tax duplicate or a lien upon the property and for its collection and reimbursement of the township's general fund provided in 505.87 of the Ohio Revised Code. Should we revise that to say deputy fiscal officer?
I would say so.
Okay, that can be revised as well. The board finds and determines that all formal action of the board concerning and relating to the passage of this resolution shall be taken in an open meeting of the board, and that all deliberations of the board that result in formal actions were taken in the meeting open to the public in compliance with all legal requirements, including but not limited to Ohio Revised Code 121.22, except as otherwise permitted. And be it further resolved that this resolution shall be in full force and effective immediately upon its adoption.
I accept the resolution as read. If there's no further questions, I'd ask for a second.
I will second.
Having the second, I'd ask for a roll call when ready, ma'am. And this is the one with the couch, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Trustee Fleshman,
Yes.
Trustee Leeser,
Yes.
Trustee Blevins.
Yes.
So then
I'd like to
this,
thank you guys for doing this. I got a feeling that we should be able to do a few of these every meeting.
I was gonna ask you guys, would you rather me cut it back to 3, or is this?
No,
No, this is fine.
If we,
I just wanted
because
to take small bites at the apple, but I mean, I
I
you gotta
think,
get it back
I
on
think
track.
that we need to, there,
Trustee Leeser, I think in that one, the letter on the back has a place for all three.
Okay. Thank you.
the fact that we have put it on the shoulders of the county for so long, and then we come up with the opportunity that we can do this. Mr. Mazer has the one that pioneered this, that we were able to remove these said vehicles. I think that we should just continue this to
I'm
get
happy
this.
to, I'm
Yeah,
happy to continue.
I would
think
say it's probably gonna be, it's gonna naturally shrink down.
you're right,
The
absolutely.
number over time, but right now, we get them as we get them, and
I will move throughout the township
Yeah,
all around.
yeah.
I have some addresses for you.
And as I'm out and about, if I have one, what I'll do is take a shot and the address and then send it to you, if that's okay?
It works. Me and
Okay.
Nicole's been working hand in hand on it, and it's working out fine, so.
Okay. And when you're ready, ma'am.
Okay. This is Resolution 2025-174, a resolution declaring the property owned by Catherine McDade, located at 1811 Hopkins, a nuisance. The preamble reads exactly the same as Resolution 2025-173, so I'm going to move directly into the resolution portion. Be it resolved by the Board of Trustees of Franklin Township, Franklin County, Ohio, that the board be found that the property owned by Catherine McDade, located at 1811 Hopkins Avenue, Columbus, Ohio, property in Franklin Township, Franklin County, Ohio, known as parcel number 140-002-986-00, is littered with trash and debris. The board is hereby determined that the maintenance of the garbage, refuge, and debris on the property constitutes a nuisance, and pursuant to 505.87 of the Ohio Revised Code, orders the following actions. The board orders the owner of the property to remove the garbage, refuge, and debris, or to make arrangements for the removal within 7 days after receipt of notice of this resolution. If the owner's address is unknown and cannot be reasonably attained, it is sufficient to publish the notice once in a newspaper of general circulation in the township. The board authorizes the administrator or designee to send a notice to the owner of the record at 1811 Hopkins Avenue, Columbus, Ohio, 43223, and if returned undeliverable, to publish the notice once in a newspaper of general circulation in the township according to Ohio Revised Code 505.87. If the owner does not remove the garbage, refuse, and debris or make arrangements for the removal within 7 days from the receipt of notice hereby, the township administrator or designee is authorized to order township employees, materials, and equipment to be used to remove the garbage, refuse, and debris, or to enter into a contract with somebody suitable or persons for its removal, and at all costs and expenses so incurred shall, when approved by the board, be paid out of the unappropriated monies in the general fund. The deputy fiscal officer shall report all expenses to the township that the township has incurred in the removal of the garbage, refuge, and debris to the auditor of Franklin County, Ohio, for the entry upon tax duplicate as a lien upon the property and for collection and reimbursement of the township's general fund as provided in 505.87 of the Ohio Revised Code. The board finds and determines that all formal actions of the board concerning and relating to the passage of this resolution were taken in open meeting of the board, and that all deliberations of the board that resulted in formal actions were taken in meetings open to the public, in compliance with all legal requirements, including but not limited to the Ohio Revised Code, Section 121.22, except as otherwise permitted. Be it further resolved that this resolution shall be in full force and effective immediately upon its adoption.
I accept the resolution as read. If there's no further questions, I would ask for a second.
I will second.
Hearing the second, ma'am, when you're ready, roll call, please.
Yes. Trustee Fleshman?
Yes.
Trustee Leeser?
Yes.
Trustee Blevins?
Yes.
Okay, and then.
We're getting it down there, aren't we?
Moving right along, moving right
You're gonna
along.
need a bottle, you got your water.
Yeah, I brought it along this time.
So when you're ready, ma'am,
Okay.
the floor is yours.
So this one's a little bit different. This one's considered an unsafe structure. So this one's, I will start with, I'll read the entire thing, just so that it's all inclusive, because it's different than the other ones we've read previously. Okay? So this is Resolution 2025-175, a resolution setting hearing and providing notice concerning an unsafe structure at 1593 and 1589 Harrisburg Pike. Parcel numbers 140-000 608-00 and 140-000-611-00. Whereas the Franklin Township Building Department and Fire Department has found that certain buildings located at 1593 and 1589 Harrisburg Pike, Franklin Township, Franklin County, Ohio, to be structurally defective and unsafe. Whereas pursuant to the Ohio Revised Code, Section 505.86, the Board of Trustees is authorized to remove, repair, or secure structurally defective and unsafe buildings if corrective measures are not taken within 30 days after notice to the property owner and lien holder of record. Whereas in connections with proceeding pursuant of Section 505.86 of the Ohio Revised Code, the Board must also hold a due process hearing so that the property owner and lien holders may be heard. Whereas it is in the best interest of the township and its residents to proceed under Ohio Revised Code Section 505.86 in order to remove the structurally defective and unsafe conditions of the property. I read the resolution. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Trustees of Franklin Township, Franklin County, Ohio, that the following resolution be and hereby adopted. Be it resolved that the Board hereby orders the following action in connection with certain buildings located at 1593 and 1589 Harrisburg Pike in Franklin Township, Franklin County, Ohio, parcel numbers 140-000-608-00 and 140-000-61-00. As provided in Ohio Revised Code Section 505.86, the Board directs the Township Administrative Assistant to obtain a title search of the property and to notify the record owner and all lien holders of the property that the building thereon has been found to be structurally defective and unsafe by the Franklin Township Building Department, Chief Building Official, as well as the Franklin Township Fire Department Fire Prevention Captain, and that both buildings must be removed to the satisfaction of the Board or arrangements be made to remove the structure within 30 days from receipt of this notice. The Board shall hold a hearing on October the 30th, 2025, at the Franklin Township Hall located at 2193 Frank Road, Columbus, Ohio, to allow the owners and lien holders to be heard and determine whether or not the board shall remove the structure, or if they are not removing the structure, or arrangements made for such work before the time set for the hearing. The township is authorized and directed to notify the owner and lien holder of the date, time, and place and for the purpose of this hearing. If after the hearing, the board determines that it all shall remove said structure, all expenses incurred in such work shall be paid out of the unincorporated monies in the township's general fund, and all such costs and expenses shall be reported to the Franklin County Auditor for entry upon tax duplicate as a lien upon the property, and for collection and reimbursement to the township's general fund as provided in Ohio Revised Code 505.86. This resolution shall take effect and be in full force upon the date of its enactment.
I accept the resolution as read. If there's no further questions, I would ask for a second.
I will second.
Having the second, is there,
You got something?
Yeah, can I say something about that property? Just so you know, we found a deceased female from an overdose in there, and those buildings. We've contacted, the owner, Steve Smith, and got a trespass agreement, and we've been trying to run all the homeless out of it. That place is bad.
okay. Any other questions?
No.
Hearing none, I'd ask for a second.
I will second.
Having the second, ma'am, when you're ready.
Trustee Fleshman,
Yes,
trustee Leeser,
Yes.
trustee Blevins.
Yes.
okay.
And on this one, yeah, it's the same thing. And then this back one is for Captain Breaker to sign. So just so you know. Okay.
And,
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I'd like to take a moment, since we're at a break here, I'll take a moment to recognize a fellow township trustee and a Franklin County Township Association president, Mr. Chet Cheney, has joined us today. Mr. Cheney, if you'd like to say a few words, or if you...
Sure. You're asking a politician if he wants to say a few words.
don't give him a mic, just a few words.
I know you're extremely busy and you have folks here that want to hear a lot of business, so I'll try to be brief. First of all, thank you very much for allowing me to come today to talk to you. One of my responsibilities as president of the Franklin County Township Association is to get out to all the township trustee meetings. Not you all just come to us, we come to you. I know that you know by now all the services we provide. We have an annual dinner in January. We do a joint meeting with the public health, Franklin County Public Health, and in March, we do something with the police and fire chiefs, with Homeland Security Commission in the summer. We just did a training for the road departments here recently at Franklin County Fairgrounds. Hope that was
Good.
oh, good. And we're going to be having a meeting with the county engineer in November. I just got off the phone with County Administrator Ken Wilson, who I talk to at least twice a day now. But we're talking about housing. I did mention Franklin Township in regards to opportunities, obviously, that you have. I realize that you also have challenges, but I think your opportunities outweigh your challenges sometimes. So I did commit to him that we would work with you all to try to make sure that we look at partnerships with the county. And even though in the city of Columbus. Now, sometimes we don't always love organizations, but we find good people within every organization to work with, even though maybe the leadership of the organization is not who we want to work with. But there's, for townships, a lot of big issues around water and sewer. And annexation, which leads to annexation. So as I told the group this morning, I said Perry Township is very fortunate because we inked a deal with the city of Columbus on an annexation agreement. We are who we are forever. We're developing, and yet we're getting sewer and water services from Columbus throughout. It's something that I'd like for the other townships to at least look at. The template's not perfect. All 17 of my townships are different. Their services are different. their residents, their local businesses. Everybody is different in many different ways. So, but it's something we'd like to at least talk with you about. I know we recently had a meeting with county engineer talking about Westland Mall and that area and the grants that you received and how we can help you in partnership with the county engineer and the county to help develop that area for the betterment of the township. It is your one big economic development opportunity there to take advantage of, and I hope that you do. We're here to help you form those relationships and develop them and be a line of communication for you if that's what you all wish as Board of Trustees. But I just came here to tell you that we're available for you at any time that you need us, whether it's training, resources, lobbying, whatever it takes for us to make all our townships, all 17 of them, very successful as they go about doing their business. So be happy to answer any questions that you have, but you probably already have all those answers by now.
I don't have a question, but I'd like to make a comment, Mr. Chairman.
Sure.
I've worked very closely with Mr. Cheney here over the last several months now, I think it has, and he has helped assist in developing a relationship with the county engineers, and also we're bridging that gap of coming to having conversations with the city of Columbus to get the same agreement that Perry Township has with the city of Columbus. It is vital that we keep, as everyone knows, it's vital that we keep Westland Mall in the township. That is our economic development.
Sure.
We need to focus on that, and I have probably taken more time than I should have from Mr. Cheney, but I wanted to say I dearly appreciate it, and he does care, and the Township Association and Ohio Township Association also, both those organizations do care dramatically about Franklin Township. It is a key to the southwest side of Columbus, and we do need to develop those relationships, and it leads to better partnerships with the fire, better partnerships with the police, and you've got a great partnership with the county engineer's office already, but thank you, sir. I wanted to publicly thank you for
No
that.
problem. And your fire department has been on the top of our list, and I know your firefighters are dedicated, maybe too dedicated to your department. We're trying to find, if this was 2 years ago, we would have been able to find many more openings for firefighters that need to find openings because they are dedicated public servants in what they do. I wouldn't do, I always tell people I'd never run into a burning building or take a bullet. Okay, I'm a politician, okay, I can help people yell at me all day long, that's okay, but you know, firefighters and police officers, they're golden, and we just need to do whatever we can to help them. And that Westland Mall project is maybe your future to going back to where you are with the fire department.
Sure.
So that's what we see. We kind of try to look at the long-range plan. But again, we're here to help you. But we need permission from you and direction from you as to what you want.
Sure.
We're not going to engage in a local community on an issue that you don't want us engaged in. And the last thing I'll say is, I know the property tax issue has been up, and Heidi's on me all day long about, hey, you need to keep talking about this, you need to be talking about this. Everyone knows the property tax is unpopular. Taxes are unpopular just in general. But as you all know, property taxes are the main income stream for townships, as well as schools and a lot of others. And so unless there's a plan B for that issue, unless the General Assembly, who is a stone's throw away from my office every day, comes up with another option for us, that is something we need to keep educating our residents about, why it is important for public entities such as us to have that income stream. So
It tingles the ears to every taxpayer to hear, let's do away with property tax. People are like, yeah, I'm on board. However, we've never heard the plan B, because we're still going to need to generate the same amount of money. Show me a plan how we feasibly collect the same monies to keep our township safe, keep it running, and our schools open. But nobody is showing that other than just saying, let's do away with property tax.
Right. And Mr. Chairman, you're absolutely right. I mean, OTA and the Franklin County Township Association, we're all ears about alternatives. If you
Oh,
want to talk
absolutely.
about alternatives, we're at the table, to talk about that.
Yeah, let's add an
But
extra 10
absent
cents
that-
to fuel and then everybody share, you know?
Right.
So we're getting an extra 10 cents from all of Ohio hypothetically.
Mhm.
Then yes, that would be great, everyone that passes through. But to just say, do away with something, and then it's like, okay, immediately, we don't have the funding to operate.
Right. I know it's an easy issue for people to say, as you said, just to do away with it, because taxes are not popular. But on the other hand, it's really residents who decide what level of services they have. And I tell them all the time, do you want your own local police department? Do you want your own fire department? Do you want your road department plowing the snow in the winter? What do you want? All of that costs. And there's, for townships, only one avenue for us. If we're given another option, we're happy to talk about that. But anyway, got me on my soapbox.
Yep. There's
So
no-
again, thank you.
Yeah.
And if you need anything, you have my cell number, you can call me at any time and we'll be here.
So there's no difference then, look at people and say, we're doing away with your salary. We're gonna come up with a different way, but we're doing away with your salary. It would get everybody's attention going, well, then how am I going to make a
Right.
living? What plan do you have?
Correct.
So it just tickles the ears
It
when you
it
think
looks
of
good.
it.
It looks, it sounds well,
Yes,
but they, in essence, that we don't, as a government entity, we do not have all the money in the world. We get it from the property taxes, and that's what the residents, and no one wants their taxes to go up, but
and people struggle with trying to understand townships versus cities because they assume we can levy such thing as income tax and sales tax, and that's
Right.
not in our authority to do that.
no.
Whether you're a home rule township like myself or a statutory township like you, we just don't have that authority. If we're given that authority, that's one option, but that's
Right.
not been placed on the table for us. So, but we're there to have the conversation, so.
It's like Paul Harvey would say, the rest of the story. So I'm
There you go.
anxious to hear the rest of the story. So thank you very much for
Mr.
coming
Cheney,
in.
you and I will be speaking here soon. I had some conversations last night at an event about some funding issues, but. Thank you, sir.
Public comments.
We have Brenda Fuller. She wants to speak about township. That's the only one, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
Don't start that, I'm not ready
I'm
for
waiting.
that.
I see you. I see you. Timer start.
Okay, I just want to say, I'm deeply saddened by the passing of Ralph Horn. And
I'm sorry?
I'm deeply saddened by the passing of Ralph Horn.
Okay.
Ralph just wanted to be recognized by the township for all the hard work that he's done through the years. Ralph had a genuine love for our township and its residents, dedicating his time and energy to serving the community. In our many conversations, he always showed kindness and concern for others, often reminding me to check in when I was out late at meetings. He once told me I was like a daughter to him, words I will always hold close to my heart. My thoughts and prayers are with Ralph's family during this difficult time, and I pray that they find comfort in the legacy and the care and service he leaves behind.
Thank you.
So at this time, even though there may not be any speakers, would anyone else like to speak on behalf of Mr. Horner or have something that they would like to say? Again, we'll do the 3 minutes.
Ralph was quite the blessing. He and I talked innumerable times every week. His knowledge base on the township, the state, the city, it's like, oh my gosh, I wish that I had the forethought to write down everything he said. Because he was a fountain of knowledge. And it was fun to talk with him and be with him. And, you know, I think about his family, and crazy as it may sound, he kept talking about my cat, my old Joe, and I hope somebody has got that crazy baby. Yeah, I'm still feeling hit behind the knees. I really, really am. I enjoyed him. I loved his crusty attitude. And I think he just had a whole lot to offer to all of us. And he truly did love our community.
Thank you. Would anyone else like to have anything to say? Hearing none, I close the floor. Moving to Police Department, Lieutenant Ratliff.
I understand that.
Let me go ahead and
Mr. Blevins.
I want to give you guys updates on what I'm wanting to do on the modular ramp and coming into it. I think it's pretty important that we move on something quick. And I've explored a couple things. One of them are some heating pads to put on there. But when I started looking into it, we don't even have a plug outside, and there have been the cost for electric and different things like that. And I just kind of want to get something done right now. I can always put the pads on later if need be. So what I'm wanting to do is there are special paints that are like textures.
Sand.
Yeah, it has sand or whatever into it, and I'd like to go ahead and there's not that much for the project. You're looking at about $250 for the actual cost of paint and rollers and things like that, just to do the walking areas, like going up the ramp, the flat part in front of the doors and the steps. The stickers that we put on there didn't stay, except for on the steps itself. So the steps itself have non-slip sticky pads, but I just want to remove them and make it all the same. And Jim has agreed that if I get the product, that he would have his crew would paint the top up for us. It should take about a day maybe to do it. So I just wanted to, I'd like to move on it like maybe next week if I can, or maybe the week after.
So one of the things that we have to do, and then I spoke with Robin, just so the public knows, when we are taking the road department and doing something such as this, those times are calculated and coming back to the road, we pay the road department for their time from the general fund. So none of your tax dollars are taking from what it was intended for the road.
From road funds.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to put that out there, but go ahead.
And the same thing with, not to interrupt you, sir, but the same thing with the material coming out of
Yes.
general funds.
Correct.
That leads to my next question. I would look at Janet, but I'm gonna look at Ms. Watkins. I'm sure we have in our building maintenance fund enough to cover this.
I mean, both
I'm
of-
assuming,
Yeah,
and I
mean,
know what happens.
I mean, it depends on the lens the board's looking through. I mean, the police department has a building maintenance line item as well,
Mhm.
as the general fund has a building
Okay.
maintenance line item. So it's at your discretion which line item that would be used for such purchase. If you're wanting it to come from the general fund's building maintenance, it would come out of that. Depends on the discretion of the board.
There is one in the police department?
Yes.
There's one in both.
Since that is, my recommendation to the board is,
Yeah.
since that is coming for that purpose over there, that we would use that, because we wouldn't use that line item for over here.
And
I would
based
agree.
on this approximate, I understand this is an approximate cost of material, that there's enough money, there's plenty of money in that building maintenance, because they haven't had a lot of maintenance issues in 2025.
Okay.
So there's funds available in their police department, as well as the general fund, whichever one you.
You know, I guess this leads to another question. Sorry. If that's the case, maintenance funds, instead of taking their salaries out of the general funds, or their pay out of the general funds, that would
Yes.
come out of the police budget also.
That-
for
that
Yeah, I mean,
fund.
that would
Can
be,
you check on that?
I mean, I can ask Mr. Kirby when he comes in.
Yeah.
I believe that it's at the direction of the board. I mean, what you would prefer, because, and then that way, when Jim does his payroll, we would have to break it down by not only general fund, but police. But Mr. Kirby will be here on Monday,
Yeah.
and I can get an answer
We
for
get
you,
half
for
price,
sure.
right?
Huh?
Half price on their labor, right?
So I can ask both the questions. I can ask about the building maintenance, which is the best route to go, and then also ask about the specifics, because this is a non-road function. I
Yes.
believe the board can designate where the funds come from to pay those said staff members.
And like you said, we haven't had any.
We already break down our time for
Yeah.
road and whatnot, and I'll be more than happy to give him a bill.
So
I think it's important that, we look at that avenue because I know, and that's something I have coming up, I know the general fund has taken a hit from some of the functions that some of the services, thank you, that we provide our residents. Our general fund has taken a hit because of changes that we've had to make. So if we could possibly hit their maintenance fund and.
Mike mentioned it, and I agree, about getting that moving, it needs to be done. And when I work with Jeb, and I 100% appreciate it, I don't have to go out and try to find 3 different quotes, and it ends up costing me a whole lot more than what, even if you charge me for him,
So I'd like to ask the board, is it the pleasure of the board, are we seeking to use the same fund for the labor as well as the material? Because I can actually have a motion that if said be, that's where it would come from.
That would be I would rather see it all come from one fund.
And then, sir?
I'm fine with that, but I just want to remind Dave, he probably wasn't aware of this or anything, but can you please in the future send me this type of material, at least one, this was like put together very quickly and everything, just so I have time to go over, like last night, if I had to, I would have been happy to look it over. I hate to sit here on the day of
I
and
understand.
make a decision, and so just please send it to me if you can early. That's all I'm asking.
I would
But
agree.
I'm ready. I want to move on it. I want to move on it. It's very simple. And I
You like my
appreciate the way
drawing?
you it's all great. But
We'll call you next time we
I've
need some
always
drawings.
asked this ever since I've been in office, if you can just get it to me a
Sure.
little bit earlier. It's hard to sit here sometimes and make decisions about things. So that was my only thing, but I'm good where the money.
When you,
I'm gonna make a motion
Yeah.
that,
just make sure when you do your motion that it's, because I don't think I can take the salaries out of the building maintenance, but I can take it out of the police department.
sure.
So if you do
Okay.
your motion, because it's gonna be the same account as in 2192, which is the police department.
Sure. So what I'm
But then it may
gonna
be
do,
separate
Yeah.
appropriations within that department.
so be it resolved by the Board of Trustees of Franklin Township, Franklin County, Ohio, that the board agrees for said maintenance to the police building ramp for maintenance and material to come from the police line item for maintenance or otherwise as stated to us from Mr. Kirby. This cost will not come from the general fund. If there's no further questions, I would ask for a second.
I will second that.
Having the second, I would ask for a resolution. I'd ask for a roll call.
Trustee Fleshman,
Yes.
trustee Leeser,
Yes.
trustee Blevins.
Yes.
So I got a question, I just thought about, then you're not gonna put that amount down, because if I
No,
got
because we
more-
don't know.
Yeah, I just wanted to
Yeah,
make sure.
Well,
Okay, yeah,
What this motion did is allowed you to move forward
okay.
to get your cost and et cetera. Then when we have it, it'll come back and get a resolution.
And
the next
that'll
meeting.
fall underneath the
next
purchase order
meeting.
amount will be underneath the limits where you don't need a board approval to get it
So
done.
you're gonna want this as soon as possible because of the way the weather is now. It's great,
That's,
but
yeah,
Well,
in 2 weeks when we meet, you're gonna be like, and then you'll be the third week out. So if you've got the cost and everything together, I would go ahead and get with your contractor and see what their time frame is. I know. So that you're not waiting on a resolution
4-3.
and then waiting for him to get back to you for a said date to start, so.
Because they are, your contractor, that's what we're calling it now, is gonna get busy with leaf pickup and,
Yeah.
So anything else for us?
Yeah, I just want to point out that we have a saturation operation that's going on today, Operation Unity with the Sheriff Department, that's going to be hitting hot spots in the township. I can't tell you what they are, I can just tell you that, they are going to be working at today, and I'll have stats for that, next week. I also wanted to hit on the overtime initiative that we had for traffic. I'm working with Robin on this, and we were hoping that it'd be okay for us to bring it back. So 4th is when it's ended in 2 days, that we bring instead of having our stats up till today, but do the whole thing and give it to you next week. Is that fine?
Next meeting.
Yeah, next meeting, yeah.
So I would like to ask, I know the church on my street on Lowell Drive, every evening, it's amazing how many people, it's the full parking lot. But we're seeing speeds 45, 50 mile an hour going down through there. And when I say we see it, we can
Yeah,
read
you
it
got
from
the
the sign.
Yeah, uh-huh.
So, and in the evening from 6 o'clock in range, 5:30, 6 o'clock, there are a lot of people that are walking. And it's just nerving if someone passes you at 50 mile an hour.
All right.
I
5:30.
understand that the Holy Spirit moves in them, but at that speed, it's pretty
Oh,
quick.
man, I'm gonna scoot over here.
Say the party neighbors gotta catch up with them though.
I wonder what those walking people look like, a tall guy?
Yeah.
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 Goodness.
We have a lot of people in the community do walk their pets and stuff down at the church. And there's about 6 of us that I notice, different families, they come from the other communities over.
Yeah, oh, I bet.
I have something for you.
Sure.
That speed trailer over
Yeah.
on El Paso,
Yeah,
it's working.
good.
And since we flipped it, the eastbound traffic is slowing down quite a bit.
I love those trailers.
And also wanted to compliment, I don't know which officer it is. I see the numbers and I don't care who it is.
Yeah.
They're up there at the school when they can be, and I have noticed a difference in the days that they are there. It seems to thin out quickly, and days that are not there is horrible. But
Officer
tell them I
West,
appreciate it when they can get a chance.
tell him why, because you changed it, tell him.
Yeah, he was reassigned up so that way he could go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Officer Welch.
Doing well.
Is there-
It's doing well now.
Anything else, sir?
I just have one more thing,
Okay.
and it has nothing to do with like police business or anything. I just want the board to realize that I really appreciate Ms. Watkins. She really helps me out quite a bit. I've been doing, taking the lead with, since Chief's been gone, he's coming back. So I'm not gonna be coming to the meetings after this. Our next meeting will be Dave Pollock, because I'm on vacation. But she has completely and has always helped our guys whenever they need anything in the fiscal department, and especially since she's kind of in charge of that fiscal department a lot of times, when it comes to making sure things get done. And she does. I mean, she has a lot of work, but she stops and she'll sit down with you and work with you. If I need to find money, she'll find money. If I got an issue with a guy's check, it's taken care of immediately. If I'm making a mistake on my payroll or something like that, I come over and she calls me, we sit down. I come over initially and sit down with her on Monday. I turn it in Sunday, and then I come over Monday, and she's looking at me like, Dave, I haven't even started. And I'm like, I just want to go over, let's get this, I want to make sure it's right by the end of this day.
At least let her have her coffee.
Yeah, but she's very patient with me, and she's very patient with anyone that I've seen come over here, and she's just, I want to say she's a good employee, so I just want to put that out there.
Can you, I know you will, but can you make sure, because we have made some initiatives since Chief's been gone, can you make sure that he is up to speed on all
Yeah.
of them? And I know you will, but just sometimes those things slip by and,
Oh,
I
yeah.
forgot that.
It's easy, yeah.
So is there any other comments or questions from the board?
I do, sir. So I just want to verify something.
Sure.
So we broke things down, and the police department is under your preview, and
Yes, sir.
road and clerical's under yours, James, and fire's under mine.
Yes.
That does not mean that anybody can't speak to any trustee at any department.
Correct.
Correct.
Okay, I just want to get that
We're just
straight.
trying to share some of the burden right now.
Another thing, Dave, that I don't think that you were made aware of, and it's not fair to you, but I'm going to let you be aware of it today, that the board has asked for all department heads, and since you're like a department head, we'd like your work schedule for the following week be given to us every Thursday or Friday, so we know what's going on. So you could pass that on to the chief so he has it. But starting tomorrow, or like end of the day today or tomorrow, Bob and Jim both do it. All it takes is an email that says, my work schedule will be the same, or I have a doctor's appointment next week and I'm going to be off, or something like that. But we did pass something and said we wanted that, and I'm sure you just wasn't given the initiative.
Well, you did get my email about my time off, right?
Yeah. I saw
Okay,
that,
so
yeah.
I'll jump down to that. You're talking about your vacation?
Yeah.
So I got that and I read it, and he definitely should go on his vacation, but moving forward, when we have a lieutenant and a chief,
Out.
I would love to see where they're not off at the same time.
I agree.
So what ended up happening there was, one overlapped the other, and before, the narrative of the chief taking off to burn his vacation time. So the lieutenant, taking his vacation time and his plans and everything that he has, reservations, it was gonna be very difficult to, have him take that. I wasn't aware of his vacation at that exact time when the chief was taken off, but again, said times were already accounted for. So unfortunately, yes, it did overlap. And I didn't know the chief was gonna take his extended, vacation time.
No, and I'm not against, I think Dave
Sure.
should go. It's planned. I always wanted to go on my vacation, so he should definitely go. In the future, I
Absolutely.
would like us to see, when you have two people in that department like that, that it's imperative that one of those two be there.
So Lieutenant, what I would ask is, and carry this over with the chief, even though we get everybody's times and we look at it, being mindful of, chief, you're getting ready to take vacation longer than when I'm gonna be gone. So in the future, make sure one of you are covering the other one so that we don't have both gone at the exact same time.
But I got a question. You're filling out a vacation request form, right?
Yeah, I put we have.
And then, but no, I'm just saying, you fill out a
schedule, yeah.
vacation request form, and then you have, like, in your case, it would be the chief, if he was here, sign off on it. And then the chief has, the administrator, or now Mr. Fletchman. Okay, there's some double catching, I mean, there's some place to double check and make sure everything's lined up. I think, yeah, you can just be mindful not to be both off at the
So
same time.
you would know it before we catch it on the sheets. By the time we catch it, it's coming up.
Yeah, this time this was put in for me back in like December, time, like it.
Right.
So it's
6 months ago.
the same
Yeah.
on chief.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, that's between you and him.
Before you sit
I
outside.
just think it's a point of,
I'm not done.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So I guess that I ruffled some feathers with the police department because I happened to be here at 10:30, 11 o'clock one night, and then I happened to come back at 5:30, 6 o'clock the next morning, and it seemed to ruffle some feathers with some officers, to the extent that I was told that I was micromanaging what'd you say, ma'am?
Just comment with someone else here.
Okay. If you have something to say, I'll wait until you can speak up. Okay. So that I was micromanaging the police department. So, I just, it's funny. All I heard when Mr. Mazer was here is, Mr. Mazer hates the police department. Mr. Mazer does this to the police department. And Mr. Mazer does that to the police department. And now Mr. Mazer is gone. And so I happened to be here, and I was here for a specific reason that I did check in and let people know that I would be here. And, I don't appreciate it very much to have people speak of me in that I'm a micromanager or something. I had a reason to be here, and I just want to let it be known that I told all of your officers when I came into office, I was one of the lead ones that said, if they have something to say or they want to be allowed to talk to us, the board agreed that, the chief wanted it to be chain of command. It had to go through him and everything, and we were able to change that across the table. Well, I just want to let you know, I've spoke somewhere between to 8 or 9 different officers either on the phone, at my home, whatever, and we've been able to resolve things and have conversations. So I've been told that you were told that I was out following them around and they're sitting behind two officers sitting behind a bar, had an officer sitting on Brown Road practically behind a church. And did I ever once come to you and tell you those things, Dave?
No, huh?
Did you ever hear from me
No.
that I did that? Did I come and tell you that you had an officer sitting behind 192 with his head back on the seat and his eyes shut? Did I come and tell you that?
Nope, not at all.
But did the officers come and tell you?
Yep. I sure did.
Yeah.
They were afraid to.
I didn't tell you though, did I?
No, not at all. I
I
can tell
never
you.
made one complaint to you or Byron about any of this.
Not at all. No, no, you have not.
So, you know, it's a little disturbing every time something goes on over there. We have people that want to carry on, and my job is to do
They should.
what's right for the township.
I
I
agree.
don't work for the police department. I work for the people in the township, and they want what they're supposed to get when they spend their money on a police department.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're getting it. I never came to you and complained about one police officer.
No, I think we actually have a pretty good, me and you have a pretty good relationship. So,
I'm not complaining, I don't think
Yeah.
any of my complaints went to you today, Dave.
Right, no.
I'm just letting you know where I'm at,
just,
okay?
Yep.
So I don't think any of this is a surprise to you that we're having this conversation today.
no, not at all. Huh?
Then we all know that anything that's said in this building today will be in that modular before 2 o'clock.
Not by me.
Well, I don't know how, I'd love to know
Yeah.
how, but by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, every officer in this township will know what was said.
Is that live?
No.
Oh, okay.
So, now I'm done, sir.
Okay.
I will add on to that is, you know, I haven't come to you and complained about the officers I've seen over behind Red Lobster sitting in their car.
Well, no, I don't have a,
I mean,
I haven't had any complaints. I know that they were told that if they're going to be sitting stationary, like I think we talked about, that they had to be out there where they're seen instead of hidden. So you'll see them if they're stopped. You will.
Yeah.
But I'm
and
not-
that's totally different, seeing them when they're stopped somewhere out, and they're gonna have to do reports.
Yeah.
But if they're out in the eye, it looks better for them.
Right.
Plus,
Oh.
it might help with traffic control.
No, we had a real good discussion the other day, me and Mike.
We did.
Yeah, and there needs, we need to tighten up over there a little bit on some things. I agree.
Two things left, Dave, real
Sure.
quick, they're easy. I would like to continue the worksheet. You told me that the reason you stopped it was because the papers were accumulating, so what I'll do is every 2 weeks when you do payroll, if you bring them over and put them in my mailbox, I'll be happy to take a look at them, because Byron and I had a conversation about it, and he found it worth doing, and it gave valuable information to him as a chief, and he thought it made a difference in the workforce. And then lastly, my business cards are right here at the end of the table. Will you take one of those over there? Do they have a bulletin board?
Yeah,
Hang that on the bulletin board so they all have
So they
my
got a phone
number, so
number
if they
for you?
want to complain, they know the guy to get a hold of.
Hey, I've had a
is
couple-
right here.
couple of my
Don't complain
exes
to
sent it
everybody
me.
else. You want to complain, call me and complain to me, especially when you want to complain about Mike Blevins, okay?
Yep.
Is there any
Go ahead
other,
and hang one up there.
is there any other questions from the board? Hearing none, I will entertain opening the board for any quick questions to the lieutenant from the audience. Yes, ma'am.
I just have a question about the ramp
Yeah,
and making it safe.
yeah.
Well, as a letter carrier, when I was delivering in the wintertime or when it was raining or whatever, I know that painted surfaces are very, very slick. Well, there is a gritty,
That's what we're using.
and
The
that
gritty
that
paint.
makes
Yeah,
all the difference in the world.
yeah, that's what I'm gonna use.
Okay.
I've seen where people have painted with that stuff and then took like a cedar, put white sand in it and put that on top. And that really it gets into paint and then.
Yep.
And it
I'm
sticks.
gonna kind of rely on my contractor to
So,
help me out
I
with
got plenty of sand.
that.
Go pound sand, right?
Oh, no, that's a good one.
okay.
price just went up.
So is there any other
I'm
questions?
done, Dave. Thank you.
Okay, I close the floor. Thank you,
guys.
sir.
Sure thing.
Fire department.
Good afternoon.
Morning,
Bob,
Chief.
how are you,
Good
sir?
afternoon, Chief.
We're surviving.
That's right.
The only thing I had is just some run numbers from September. I do not have, it's still too early this month to get the run numbers from Columbus Fire. So I won't know how many times Columbus went into the township. But our fire department took 528 runs. 458 of those were in the city, that leaves 70 of those we ran into the township. Typically double that for how many times Columbus comes in without us, but.
So what is it,
like I
about
said,
80%?
Yeah, it's
Pretty much?
pretty standard.
Okay.
4 building fires, 1 cardiac arrest. And that's all I have.
Is there anything from the board?
Yeah, this is kind of inform you guys. I talked to, where I've taken the lead with the Rubens on the Westland Mall. I have got, and I talked to Bob about this yesterday, that they can put up banners out there on the Westland Mall site for the levy coming up. So I talked with Bob and he's gonna work on that.
For sure.
Sir, do you
Yeah,
know?
I just wanted to say, Bob, I wanted to make sure people realize, I also asked you to create a thing on tracking your runs and things like that, you know what I'm talking about, the
Oh, yeah.
stat runs and everything.
Yes.
And I think conversations back and forth with you and me, we found that to be pretty enlightening, just like I found it fascinating that, I think it was either Saturday or Sunday, but those guys ran 29 calls
Oh, yeah.
on a day. You understand what I'm trying to say? But I get that every morning to my phone at 7 o'clock in the morning. And Jason Brockmeyer put it all together and everything, and it
Yep.
just automatically comes. But it isn't that, again, I'm not picking on the police department. I asked you to do the same thing, and and I feel it's fruitful. And if
For sure.
you want to talk about that, that's fine. If you don't.
No, I
that's
just had a comment. If you noticed today's, they only took 11 runs yesterday, but they were up on 161 in Dublin for 6 hours on that overturned semi yesterday. So our foam equipment was up there.
Well, I remember the one day.
So that's why it was low, because they were out of service on 1 run for 6 hours.
And I'll just share real quick. One day, I reached out to you because it said 2 runs. I said, Lord, what happened? You know, and you said the data was off that day. But I do look at it. I don't ask you to do something and then don't look at it.
For sure.
You know, I'm not trying to be that guy. So I just wanted to say that, and I thank you. And that's all I have, sir.
So at this time, I'm going to open the floor. Is there any questions for our police chief, or excuse me, you raised your hand, fire chief?
I gotta say something about this, because I've gotten a lot of feedback from our officers, and I've also heard this. You guys get ready to do your levy. I don't know, the public seems to think you guys built a brand new fire station out back here, and I hear it all the time. Why do they need so much money? Because that fire station they're building, they must have money to be doing that. And you said banner. You may consider putting a banner up there during the time on the front of that building that says, "Our new road building," or road crew or something, just for people to see.
Okay, so at this
Yes.
time, I'll get back to, I'm going to do
Sorry.
something for that. Is there any, because I got the floor open, is there any questions for the chief? Hearing none, I close the floor. So what I would like to do is propose a motion to allow Mr. Stevens to entertain the idea to say something on a banner on the front of his building. Be it resolved by the Board of Trustees, Franklin Township, Franklin County, Ohio, that the board authorizes Mr. Stevens to seek and find options for said banner to fit on the new building for the shop, and wording to come back to the Board of Trustees for approval. If there's no further question, I'd ask for a second.
I will second, but I want something added to that.
Okay.
What do you gentlemen think about having, once the building is complete, having an open house for the public to come in to take
Yeah.
a look at it.
Absolutely. So that would be good. So any other questions on said motion?
Maybe you cook some hot dogs.
Any other questions on said motion? Hearing none, I'm going to ask for a second.
I'll second.
With the second, I ask for a roll call, ma'am.
Trustee Fleshman.
Yes.
Trustee Leeser.
Yes.
Trustee Blevins.
Yes.
Okay. And you might even think about like, built with ARP money or something.
Yeah.
Any of the stuff that lets people know.
Non-taxpayer dollars.
Yeah. Okay.
We've
Or
added- and we've added-
non-local taxpayer
And we've added
dollars.
2 hats to jump today. Contractor and chef.
Okay.
Goodness. So there's other job duties as assigned.
Okay, so road department.
Gotta get some new chairs. Hello, everybody.
Hi, Jim.
Yeah, I got a couple of things and then a couple other things just came about today. First of all, for our stats, I was not able to get with Kyle here right before the meeting. We had something come up. I wasn't able to get all the stats, but I'll have them for you on the 16th, bringing you up to date through today. A little bit of an update on our building. I met with Bill Tool yesterday and we had our 100% rough-in inspection and passed that absolutely great. The only other inspection I have left to do is the final inspection once everything is done and all of the drop ceiling and everything has been put in, but everything's going real well. The metal is going up extremely fast. I have the electrician ready to go. He's been waiting for a lot of the metal to get up because all of our electrical work is going to be on the outside with conduit. All the garage doors are installed, they're done. We're just waiting for a place to plug them in. Plumbers are all done. They're getting ready to run the gas line right now. They're putting in some indoor blocking within the walls, be able to put the sinks and everything in
Are
attached.
we gonna have natural gas in that building?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And at this point in time, since they're running natural gas, are we gonna have natural gas capability in the other building?
We could. Once again, going across those 2 high-pressure gas lines coming out of that gas house is just,
Now, with that,
it's touchy.
how, from what I understood, wouldn't that like 50 feet down or something on
Oh,
those?
No.
No, those things, I'm gonna knock on wood. They can tell you that they're 30 inches below ground, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're gonna be 30 inches below ground. And if we hit one of those high-pressure gas lines coming
Sure.
out of there, there's nothing good gonna come out of that.
Okay, proceed.
I know we talked about that
Yeah.
one before, but no, I will actually.
I just thought
will
that was a
check
good
with them.
opportunity.
Yeah, we're
Depending
just
on
going-
which way you would route it is why I'm saying that, because before, when the old building was there, it wasn't conducive in order to do that. So now that the building's not there and they're bringing in new gas lines,
Well, they're literally,
does it make sense that we're going a different direction potentially?
well, we're pretty much, the gas line is the existing gas line that we had in the old building anyhow. It went
Okay.
straight from this meter, right straight across the parking lot to there. So
Okay.
that's where they tied in. So
Okay.
it's not like we're rerouting. Okay, for the building's going great. Very happy with that. On Tuesday, Trustee Leisure took me down to Strauser Paving. We went down and met with Clay Strauser and trying to get a little bit of an update on the speed measure calming devices. I'm waiting on Clay to get us a quote back. I'd asked him to give us a quote on what it would take to do just one. And then we'll be able to figure out based on our budget, we'll be able to work it into my paving budget, see where we're at after all the other paving that we're getting done. And then maybe then we can figure out exactly how many and where the board would like to put these at. So they're very familiar with it. Sitting there talking with Clay, they're very familiar with doing this. It's not something that we can do because you have to go in and actually do like a dovetail grind underneath the existing asphalt. We don't have the equipment for that. It'd be nice to have it, but we don't have the equipment for that. But once I get something back from Strauser, I'll bring it back to the board. And then the board can try to figure out exactly where you may want to put these.
Yes.
How many this year, depending on price, maybe move some into next year and go from there. I finally got a schedule from the county engineers on their paving, but it seems kind of crazy. They came out and they put a bunch of signs up stating don't park here it was like in August. But that didn't happen. They got backed up. Naturally, they subcontract all this work out, but the schedule that I received yesterday is all of the paving within the township's going to be performed during the week of October 13th through October 18th. They have a drop-down dead date of October 31st that they have to have everything done. So you're probably gonna see some work being done in the roadways that we're getting taken care of. So that's that. Last thing I really have, and this is gonna segue into what I think trustee Leisure has, to talk about today. Right here before I came into the meeting, I was handed this by the guys today. This came from Kurtz Brothers, where we take our brush right down the road here. We have always been able to take our brush cost-free as a township to 2 different locations. When we're down here on the south end of the township, we've always taken it down to Kurtz Brothers because it's easiest for us. They are now, as of October 6th, going to start charging everybody for a full truckload, $30 a truckload. And just to kind of give you a figure, today, we're up on the north end doing brush, and we have, as of coming into this meeting, we had already taken 7 truckloads of brush to Ohio Mulch up on the north end. If continuing to do the brush collection like we've done ever since I've been here, now it's going to actually take us a longer time because Ohio Mulch does not charge us. Everything we collect here, we're going to have to truck all the way up there and come back. So I knew that was something I think you were going to talk about. So I just wanted to bring that up. Other than that, I think that's all I got. That's all I got.
Any questions from the board?
You going, James, or you're not?
I have
I got something, so it's up to you. Go
I
ahead.
have a comment on, especially since we're talking about brush. I've asked, Mr. Stevens to get me together a list of how much we've paid out of general funds this year for brush pickup. And in his spare time, when he's not being a contractor or a chef. But all seriousness, I asked you, I told him in his spare time, because it's interesting that I see how much they're out collecting brush. And I don't want to take a service away from the residents, but I think we do, as a board, need to look at curtailing on how we do it. Maybe go to a first Monday a month and third Monday a month. That would be the brush day, because they're doing brush 3-4 days a week.
Well,
There's been weeks
pretty
you
much-
did it.
It falls into, we put brush into play when we don't have other projects going on and based on weather, like on rain days are perfect for us to go out and do brush because we can't really go out and do anything else we're doing. Unfortunately,
Maybe we
don't
could-
have very many of those.
Maybe we could say the first week of the month and the third week of the month, something, but I'm asking to get us the numbers, and this $30 a truck's gonna,
Well, we won't be taking anything down to Kurtz Brothers because you figure
That add up to
even
what?
at $30 a truckload at 7 loads, that's what?
but
Well,
you're
10 is
still,
300.
we're still paying the hourly rate out of the general funds to take
Oh, yeah,
it to.
yeah, and it's just gonna
Fuel.
it's just gonna take us longer now to travel from here to Ohio Mulch. I'm gonna reach out to Prairie and see what Dave does, or what other alternative now that, I'm sure they're being hit with this right now too. I'll get with Dave and see what other alternatives do they have.
And I'm wondering what the backup is going to be up north with everyone else going to do the same thing. It's an amazing concept because we take our brush there, they turn around and sell it as mulch. You know, I mean, it's great.
And charge us to
Right.
go down and get mulch. when we need
So
it.
I'm wondering if this Kurtz brother, after they see the drop in participation, if they're going to either reduce the price or open it back up for municipalities.
I know the gentleman down there at Kurtz today was not very happy with having to tell municipalities this is because it came from way above them.
Sure.
So,
I know there's 2 piles up north
but they,
that were a truckload apiece.
yep, right there on Hague Avenue.
Yeah,
And they got them today.
yeah. They were a truckload apiece. I don't know where the brush came from, gentlemen. I have no idea where it come from, but I was like, wow. But, yeah, I just think gentlemen, I think it's something we need to take a look at of
Absolutely.
curtailing. a
Thank you
little
for
bit.
that. And,
Maybe it's
sir,
better.
do you have?
So I just wanted to find out, I waited a month or more, I know I talked to you and you're working on it, that turnout on Harrisburg Pike for Ransburg Avenue to the left where you had to get with, maintains Harrisburg Pike.
That's ODOT.
Yes, you had to get with them and you were waiting for a call back, so, I'm assuming since it's not been taken care of, we don't have,
We don't have anything back from.
so do we have any contact information from AEP? Because they own that property.
I don't, from road report, I don't have any
I
contact
feel
with
like
it.
Byron might,
I might have something, but it's not with me. I'll get with you.
or just, do you mind
And
just
then
giving it
pass
to
it
Jim?
on.
Or, I mean, I'll take it and give it to Jim, but I would like to know that. I'm not asking you to do it because you told me you would go do it. If that's their job, I want them to do it. And then lastly, I want to thank you and your crew for last Friday on all this moving again. And we're going to do our best to make sure that's the last time that we go through that. So,
He hopes so too.
yes, I know it was hard and I just wanted to say thank you.
It was everything we could do. They got a couple cabinets there that are those fireproof cabinets that are just loaded with concrete. They are not the easiest things in the world to.
At least you didn't have to go up or downstairs.
And that's why we set that out
That's all
last
I
night.
ask.
Okay,
No, but it's gonna
at this
tear up the
time, I'm going to open the floor. Is there any questions from the audience for the road department? Hearing none, I will close the floor. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So we're moving right along. We're almost there. Next up,
I think Robin's had enough time to rest her vocal cords.
yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
I'm going to turn this back over if you would like to take the administrative part of it.
Yes. We're gonna do motions to approve accounts payable.
Okay?
Be it resolved by the Board of Trustees of Franklin Township, Franklin County, Ohio, that the board makes a motion to approve accounts payable from September the 25th through September the 29th in the amount of $5,498.30 from electronic payment ACH vouchers 2257-2025 through 2585, 2025, and then there's an exhibit attached.
Okay, I accept the resolution as read. Is there any further questions? Hearing none, I'd ask for a second.
I will second the motion.
Okay, and roll call when you're ready, ma'am.
Trustee Fleshman.
Yes.
Trustee Leeser.
Yes.
Trustee Blevins.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna move to payroll. We have two. So we have the staff payroll and then the trustees payroll. So motion to approve the staff payroll. Be it resolved by the Board of Trustees of Franklin Township, Franklin County, Ohio, that the board makes a motion to approve the employee payroll for the pay period of September 7th, 2025 through September 20th, 2025 in the amount of $158,963.93. Direct deposit was on September the 26th. Electronic vouchers 2508-2025 through 2555-2025. There's an exhibit attached as well.
I accept the resolution as written or as spoken. If there's no further question, I'd ask for a second.
I will second.
And a roll call when you're ready, ma'am.
Trustee Fleshman.
Yes.
Trustee Leeser.
Yes.
Trustee Blevins.
Yes.
And I have one more. And this is a motion to approve the trustee payroll, elected official payroll as written. Be it resolved by the Board of Trustees of Franklin Township, Franklin County, Ohio, that the board makes a motion to approve the township officials payroll during the period of September 1st, 2025 through September the 30th, 2025, the amount of $7,649.67. Direct deposit via ACH on October the 1st. Electronic vouchers 2587-2025 through 2590-2025. And there's exhibit as well.
Accept the resolution as read. If there's no further questions, I'd ask for a second.
I will second the motion.
Roll call when you're ready, ma'am.
Trustee Fleshman.
Yes.
Trustee Leeser.
Yes.
Trustee Blevins.
Yes.
All right. And so we mark these off. And then we have two more resolutions. And this one is related to, at the last meeting, there was a motion made for our law firm to put together a resolution related to House Bill 96 and the cybersecurity that's required by local governments
Yes, ma'am.
moving forward. So this is a resolution that our law firm has put together for us to be
Okay.
in compliance. So I will get this read for you. Okay. It's a resolution adopting cybersecurity policy per House Bill 96. Whereas pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 9.64, the legislative authority of a political subdivision shall adopt a cybersecurity program that safeguards the political subdivision's data, information technology, and information technology resources to ensure availability, confidentiality, and integrity. Whereas the purpose of this requirement is to strengthen the protection of public data, information systems, and technology resources from cybersecurity threats and risks. Whereas a draft cybersecurity program has been prepared and reviewed by staff and is recommended for adoption as a framework for compliance under the Ohio Revised Code. Whereas the cybersecurity program provides guidance on access controls, system security, data protection, incident response, training, and vendor management, while requiring consultation with IT professionals and legal counsel for implementation and customization. Now therefore be resolved by the Board of Trustees of Franklin Township, Franklin County, Ohio, that the attached cybersecurity program is hereby adopted as the official policy of Franklin Township. The policy shall take effect with implementation of technical and training requirements no later than June 30th of 2026. The Board of Trustees shall distribute the adopted policy to all township departments, employees, relevant contractors, and shall ensure compliance in partnership with IT providers and legal counsel. All former actions of the Board of Trustees concerning and related to this resolution was passed in an open meeting of the Board of Trustees, and that all deliberations of the Board of Trustees and all of its committees that resulted in such former action were in a meeting open to the public in compliance with all legal requirements, including Section 121 of the Ohio Revised Code. This resolution shall be declared emergency and be in full force effective immediately upon its adoption.
I accept the resolution as read. If there's no further question, I'd ask for a second.
Oh, second the resolution?
Having a second, I'd ask for roll call.
Trustee Fleshman?
Yes.
Trustee Leeser?
Yes.
Trustee Blevins?
Yes.
And I've attached, the policy is here on the back as well, so with board's permission, as it's outlined in here, we would need to send this policy to staff. It can be I can upload it onto
Into the book?
Employee Navigator
Yeah,
and into the Employee Handbook.
please.
And that way, it's going to be that the staff can be notified through Employee Navigator to go in and review that policy.
Sure. And if the
Oh,
department
They have to
heads
sign off
will,
on that?
It's up to the board if they would like them to sign off.
I
on it.
I will make a motion that we add it to the Navigator program and also to the handbook and require all personnel to sign off on said policy.
I will second that motion.
Okay, Trustee Fleshman?
Yes.
Trustee Leeser?
Yes.
Trustee Blevins?
Yes.
So I just want to make sure the motion's to put the new cybersecurity policy in our handbook and Employee Navigator and asking all staff to sign off.
Yes.
Do we want to go ahead and put a 30-day window for that to be
Yeah.
done? So we don't have to come back and, do you think 30 days, you guys feel 30 days are
So
good?
she lets us know that it's uploaded and they've got access to it.
Yeah, so what do you think?
And
30
if each
days?
of your departments will make sure that all your
30
men
days fair.
comply.
Yeah.
And women,
You good with that, Jim?
I'm good with
if they're
that. Yeah.
women.
Yep, so I'll just add that within, we're just amending the motion to include the staff
Yeah.
have 30 days.
Yes.
Once you
And I
have
will
it
second
out,
the amendment.
We'll send it out to the department heads and say 30 days. Let's be fair, you know, to everybody.
So
Sure.
now that I have a second on that amendment, I'd ask for roll call.
Trustee Fleshman?
Yes.
Trustee Leeser?
Yes.
Trustee Blevins?
Yes.
Thank you.
Good job.
All right, and then the final resolution is in conjunction.
Signing this someone? Oh, there it is.
Yeah, the final resolution is in conjunction with the cybersecurity policy, as within the policy, there's requirements from an IT standpoint
Yes, ma'am.
that we have to upgrade our system.
Yes,
And,
with Revelation Group.
Yeah, and so since Julie was working on this resolution, when Revolution Group sent over their, they looked over the policy as well to make sure we were in compliance. And there are things we're already in compliance with under the
Sure.
policy, but they were able to work with Julie and determine where we bridged our gap, like we need to bridge the gap on a few things to meet House Bill 96's requirements. And so this resolution is to allow, it's basically Resolution 2025-177 is authorizing a cybersecurity software upgrade to meet House Bill 96. So whereas pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 9.64, the legislative authority of a political subdivision shall adopt a cybersecurity program that safeguards the political subdivision data and information technology resources to ensure availability, confidentiality, and integrity. Whereas the purpose of this requirement is to strengthen the protection of public data, information systems, and technology resources for cybersecurity threats and risk, a draft cybersecurity program has been prepared and reviewed by the staff and is recommended for adoption as framework in compliance with the Ohio Revised Code per Resolution 2025-176, which was the policy. The cybersecurity program provides guidance on access controls and systems, security data protection, incident response, training, and vendor management, while requiring consultations with IT professionals and legal counsel for implementation and customization. Now therefore be resolved by the Board of Trustees of Franklin Township, Franklin County, Ohio, the attached cybersecurity program was adopted by Resolution 2025-176. This policy shall take effect immediately with implementation of technical upgrades. All formal actions of this Board of Trustees concerning and relating to this resolution were passed in an open meeting of the Board of Trustees, and that all deliberations of the Board of Trustees and of its committees that resulted in such formal actions were any meeting open to the public in compliance with all legal requirements, including Section 121.22 of Ohio Revised Code. This resolution shall be declared an emergency and be in full force and effective immediately upon its adoption.
If there's no further well, I accept the resolution as written. If there's no further questions, I'd ask for a second.
I will second.
Having the second, I'd ask for a roll call.
Trustee Fleshman,
Yes.
Trustee Leeser,
Yes.
Trustee Levens.
Yes.
And I thank you to everyone that worked on that. This, as long as I've been here as a trustee, that was one of the quickest policies that we have moved on and actually implemented. So I know they gave us a shorter time, but it went very smoothly, so thank you.
I think it was working in tandem with the law firm and with Revolution Group. They really embraced the fact that they know this is a law, hey,
Right.
we've got to get moving on this. And so they worked very well
Right.
together.
We didn't
And I
have,
believe like Rev Group already knew
it was
this
coming. Yeah.
Right, so here's the resolution, and then on the back, I just need a signature for the township on the back for the upgrade from Rev Group.
That would be.
So anything else for us?
I don't think I got anything
Okay.
else. Thank you, gentlemen.
You have anything for us?
I don't have anything.
Okay, well, thank you. I have a question. I skipped over you, so I'm already running my mouth. I'm sorry.
That's all right. He admitted it.
Yeah. In October, we have 3 dates. I don't know if we need 3 meetings, if we want to postpone the one on the 30th, closer to Halloween. I guess depends on what we have going on in here. Let's just keep that in mind, and we'll know on the 16th if we have to be here on the 30th for any business purposes
Yeah, we can always,
at that time, so,
Surely,
yes.
When we did the unsafe structure, the hearing is scheduled for October the 30th.
A schedule for here, for our meeting.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
so
the day
then-
that the property owners may come in and talk
Okay,
about the
not a
unsafe
problem. We'll
structure.
have that
maybe
meeting
we
then.
can do it at the 16th.
Yep,
Well, I'm gonna just let my opinion be known. We're down Mr. Mazer
Yeah.
and things
Yeah.
like that and everything, and I think it's relevant, or it's important that we get together. If there's no business to take care of, we're here, an hour?
sure.
And we canceled last month, a meeting, so I think it all washes out for
And we
me.
only have one in December, so.
Yeah,
I'm not
that's
trying
why
to be
it's-
difficult.
No, it's a topic, that's why I brought it up. I just happened to look over and see that. So you're up, sir?
Okay,
No, just the one on the very back, that each requires one.
I have several updates. As the board knows, I am now on the Rural Zoning Board. We are updating some zoning rules. Actually, not really rules. They're redoing the wording of the zoning regulations. Only rule change is, they're real simple, like fences that hit roadways or public roadways, where on the outside of in front of your house or building, it'll be, instead of 42 inches, they're taking that up to 48 inches because no one makes a 42-inch like wooden fence or chain link fence anymore. They're all 48 inches. It's just common sense changes. It's small, it's minor. We started the process. We'll have to have the commissioners have to sign off on it, but it's just to bring it up into more modern times. With that being said, also working with the Rubens at Westland Mall. I think I've kept both of you abreast of most of the situations. I do have a meeting this afternoon. Luckily, I got them to move it till 3 instead of 2. For the traffic study out there with the engineers and what we're gonna do there. Have a meeting set up with Mr. Renner next week for water, county water and sewer, just to ensure that stays in
The township.
the township, the county. Everyone at the county wants it to stay there so far. The Rubens want it to stay there. Still working on sitting down with the Rubens and getting them to sign off on a few things. Working with Mr. Cheney and myself are working with the City of Columbus, which I'll keep you guys abreast all of it, bringing it to you. So we're having so many executive sessions. And one of the reasons I had to take off out of here last meeting is to attend a meeting. But working on an agreement with the City of Columbus, like Prairie Township and a few other townships have, to better protect our borders. And it's vital that we keep Westland Mall, and it's vital that we get something back from the work that we're doing. The grant money that we've worked on, we've gotten Mr. Rubin quite a bit of money for tearing down the mall. We've also got him quite a bit of money in the works on the roadway. So just wanted to make sure everybody's aware of that. I will have an update. I should have an update for the next meeting about Homeland Security, because I am on the Homeland Security Board now. So.
Sir,
Yes.
go ahead.
I had stuff prepared that I wanted to talk about, so I'm gonna ask that this be put on the next meeting's agenda. It can go under new business, old business, but it pertains to our former fiscal officer. I think you both were included in the emails that went back and forth. I actually reached out when the incident occurred to both of you to put you on notice, because I knew what was coming. And sure enough, she didn't let me down. She came through with her venom, as always, and so we went back and forth, her and I. And she told me that if I was to talk about this today, that she would appreciate if I read her response back. And I asked her to come in and take her time at the podium, and she didn't. She's not here today, so I'm gonna give her 14 more days to come in and speak her piece on what goes on and everything. So I'm gonna ask you to put it on the next agenda.
Yes,
Are you good with that?
I'm good with that.
Okay.
So Robin,
that's-
if you wouldn't mind seeing that that's on the next agenda under either old business or new is fine with me. And if we can send out an invite to her as we are putting her on the agenda.
And make sure, sorry.
That's
I'm gonna
okay.
cut you off. I apologize. I just thought about this on make sure she's notified on the Navigator style, on this new policy. Yeah.
Also,
She gets all the communications.
so at this time, I'm going to open the floor if there's any quick questions or comments in regards to today's meeting. Hearing none, I'm going to close the floor. Next, yeah, I've got we have another one, others?
Just
Oh.
the ending of the meeting.
Yes, I got it right here.
Yeah, so make sure.
And
Just trying to
Robin, and I
just trying to not miss
thank
it.
you. Robin has done me great. I got my little check marks because she noticed that I check mark and make notes. And so that to me, it's easier to follow along and pay attention to this to run the meeting than you guys looking at your screens. So motion to approve 10/2/25 audio video meeting summary as official minutes and record of meeting. If there's no further question, I'd ask for a second on that motion.
I'll second that motion.
I have a second on the motion, ma'am, and a roll call when ready.
Trustee Fleshman,
Yes.
trustee Leeser,
Yes.
trustee Blevins.
Yes.
Okay, so our next scheduled meeting is October 16th at 12 o'clock, and we are now adjourned at 155, it was on military. 155. Thank you.
Thank you.